Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you are joining me, I'd like to say it's the first time I've went live on YouTube, so butterflies are going, but not to worry. So today, this is Spiritual Stuff and Fluff podcast, and it's about spiritual stuff with a little bit of fluff thrown in. The funny things that happen. And today is episode 2. So I'm going to be talking to you about, well, something that's a little out there. And I don't mean it's out of the office. I'm talking about auras. That colourful field that supposedly surrounds every living being. Yeah, we've all heard of them. And some of us may have even seen them. If you haven't, don't worry. I'm not here to make you feel as though you're missing out. Plain and simple as that. I say supposedly. We've all got an aura. But some of us say them, some of us feel them. And sometimes if we don't say them, we sometimes think, have we really got an aura? Well, we do. So seriously, auras are fascinating. And the concept that our emotions, our energy, even our very essence is projected into a rainbow of colours. Now that's a vibe. That's really a vibe. And you might be thinking, is she talking about mood rings? Is this the 90s all over again? No, I'm talking about something way, way, way deeper than that. Because here's the thing. If we really are walking, talking, glowing human light bulbs, then we sure should talk about how to shine the brightest, right? So let's get the basics out of the way. An aura is that invisible field of energy that surrounds every person, every plant, and probably even your cats and dogs and horses, if you've got horses. Though honestly, your dog might be more of a chill blue than a radiant green, unless you're lucky enough to own a spiritual guru pup. So scientifically, it's said that an aura is made up of electromagnetic energy. It's like the body's own Wi-Fi signal, except it's stronger than your phone's connection when you stand at the back of a crowded subway car. And let's be honest, we've all felt it. When you walk into a room and boom, you immediately get a sense of what's happening. Like you walk in and it's either, wow, this is amazing, this is so exciting feeling. Or sometimes you think, oh, dear me, I've just walked in the middle of an argument, or, a bit of drama going on. So that's your aura. Subtle, but sending information about you to the world before you even speak. Because just like when you're standing in line at a store, if you stand in line to buy your weekly groceries, how many times have you been in line and you felt the person in front of you doesn't really want to be spoken to? Or you can feel that someone really does want to talk. They're a happy person. So that's your aura, sending that information out. And just like Wi-Fi, you can adjust your vibe. But you might need to upgrade the system every now and then. But more on that a little bit later. So the colours of the aura, because auras are like the best paint palette that you've never had to mix yourself. Your mood, your vibe, everything creates change in your aura. So each colour represents different aspects of your emotional and spiritual state. And to be fair, we've all got a spirit, we've all got a soul. So at every time our aura can be changing colours, what it says. So if you're feeling, say, a little extra, and we've all had those days, your aura might grow and glow bright red, like a fire truck coming to rescue from your own over-enthusiasm to your passion showing. Or maybe it's the subtle zen blue where you're calm and collected. That's when your aura is basically saying, I've got this. Just chill. Just be calm. And don't even get me started on green. Green is the colour of love, harmony, balance. But if you catch me in a stressful situation, that green might look more like a Kermit the Frog shade. And then it's time to check in with myself. Is it a good time for self-care? Probably. Because when we have shades of green, if they look a little bit murky, if they look a little bit dark, they could be the negative side. And we've all got the negative sides. We've all got the feelings. We've all got good and bad feelings. So what are the key colours that we should know? Well, you've got red, passion, energy, but also sometimes anger. Red is like that friend who's a lot of fun at the party, but you do have to keep an eye on them. Orange, creativity, adventure. Basically, the colour of someone who will turn your snooze button day into a spontaneous road trip to a taco truck. I know, I love tacos, so I'd be fine with going to a taco truck. I love tacos. And then you've got joy, optimism, and sunny vibes. They come from the yellows. And this is I've got a coffee in hand, which I have at the moment, and a 10 a.m. meeting that will totally be the highlight of my week aura. The green, healing, love, balance. It's the friend who's always ready with the essential oils and a hug when you need it most. It's the balance. And blue, calm, peace, communication. If you're feeling blue and you need a break, you're probably rocking a pretty solid shade of blue in your aura. And of course, there's purple for intuition, white for spiritual connection. So when you see someone with a bright, really bright white aura, know that they're probably unlocked the ultimate cheat code to life. They're basically the Jedi of energy. And also, blue. Blue can also be the colour of communication. And I know I've just mentioned communication, but if you've got blue in your aura, it could mean that you could be good at teaching. You could be good at counselling because it's a communication. So auras, colours and auras can also speak to us about ideal business routes or career routes. What job or what career we are most suited for. So our auras say all sorts about us. All sorts. Now, how does auras affect us? And you might be thinking, well, what does this all mean for me? Why should I care about someone else's aura or even my own? Well, first off, let's talk about how auras influence us. You know, some people just feel easy to be around. They're that person who walks into the room and you think, oh, thank goodness, someone who knows how to laugh at a bad joke. That's their aura at work. And then there's the opposite. You meet someone and for no apparent reason, you just want to leave. They just seem to rub you up the wrong way. It's like they've got an energetic no parking sign hovering around them. Now I call those psychic vampires because they're just energy drainers. And energy drainers, when someone is moaning and groaning and all the time, that is an energy drainer. But you've got to remember, they could just be having a bad day, and we all have off days. So the key takeaway here, your aura matters, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. It's sending out signals. If you want to be more positive, open, or grounded, start by looking at how your energy feels in any situation. And, again, let's be real. Auras are awesome. You talk about the eyes being the windows to the soul. The auras are your protection of your soul. But are they really your protection? Actually letting off more than what you realise. How many times have you pretended to be okay? And someone said, "Are you okay today?" And you say, "Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine." But your energy, your aura saying something different. So how do you actually work with them? How do you keep your aura shiny and bright like a perfectly lit Instagram photo? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Number one, mindfulness. Start paying attention to how you feel in different situations. And notice how your energy shifts when you're with certain people or in certain places. Are you radiating peace or anxiety? Self-awareness is the first step in aura management. And a funny little thing here. In the past, I've had people around me who have been, their energy has just been kind of like 150 and totally off the chart for not the best reasons. And when I've been in their company, I feel, and I noticed this, I feel as though I'm talking 50 to dozen. Now, everyone sometimes talks a little bit more with nerves. And I'm surprised I'm not talking 50 to the dozen now, to be totally honest with you. But sometimes wouldn't be around people who their vibe just is, it's not so much a high vibe, though it's good to have a high vibe, but we've still got to come down a little bit. We've still got to chill. We've still got to reserve our energy. So sometimes wouldn't be around people who are just, an anxious energy. That's when I tend to talk 50 to dozen, because it becomes almost like a war of energies. Meditation. And you've heard it a million times, just meditate, it's good for you. Well, it's also good for your aura as well. By calming your mind, you can clear any cloudy energy that might be lingering. You've heard people say that person, they've got a dark cloud hanging around them. Is it really a dark cloud, or is it just what's in the aura? And then you've got good vibes only. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who support you, who are the same mindset. And that means, no more energy vampires in your inner circle. Protect your aura like it's your favourite pair of sunglasses. And I must admit, I've got a thing for sunglasses. So I am going to protect mine. Only let in the positive rays. And then self-care. If you're feeling a bit burnt out, your aura's going to show it. So take time to recharge your energy, recharge your batteries, do something that makes you feel good. Whether it's through yoga, a bubble bath, singing loudly in your car or in the shower. Make time to nurture your own glow. You know, I used to have 2 dogs, 2 big collies, and I used to love, for some reason, every Friday, I would have my little doggy disco, and they were big dogs. And on a Friday, the kids were at school, and I'd put the music on, and I'd love to dance around, because by the end of the week, how many times do you feel tired? We feel a little bit burnt out, where energy seems to deplete. So on a Friday, I'd always want to boost my energy up, and I'd put some music on. I like a bit of rock music. I like metal music. I also like disco, 70s disco as well. So I used to put, Donna Summer and different things on, and I'd be dancing around the kitchen with me dog, and my dogs used to love it. And no one can tell me that my dogs didn't used to love it, because they used to jump up. When they jumped up, they could get the paws up here. And I used to get a hold of the legs, and I used to dance around the kitchen, and they used to be wagging their tails and everything. And I used to be singing away, but my energy used to really pick up. So I used to enjoy my little doggy discos on a Friday. So self-care can come in many ways. I've never been one for bubble baths, but I have on an evening. I like to put my candles on, and I like to chill. I like to put me candles on, nice scented candles, put a meditation on, lay on the sofa, meditate. And I've always loved singing. I'm not the best singer, and if any of you here was sing, you would understand why. It would be abuse to your ears if you heard me singing, but I don't let that stop us. So, what can you take away today? Basically, you're a walking light show, and that's pretty darn cool. Auras are a reflection of our emotions and energy, and they're a reminder that we are all connected in some mysterious, colourful way. Some of you may be watching now, maybe seeing a colour around us. I would love to know. If you're noticing a colour around us, put in the comments. If you get a feeling from us, if you think that I have a certain vibe, put it in the comments. Because we all have our own vibe. We all have our own vibe, and we all have our own tribe. And if you vibe with your tribe, great. And always remember that you've got the power to change your energy. So go out there and shine brightly. The world needs your unique, colourful hue. And if you happen to see someone with a really strange aura colour today, just remember, it might be their aura's way of saying, I need a hug, I need a nap. Or maybe they're just on the cutting edge of colour psychology. Either way, it's all good. And the thing is, we don't always know ourselves what our colour is that we're giving off. We don't always know what our vibe is that we are giving off. Because we're spirit, we're energy, we're mental capacity, we're physical, everything, the emotion, everything comes together and works together, ideally when we have that balance. So can I say, may your aura always be brighter than your Wi-Fi signal. Because there's a saying, let your light shine bright. Basically what that means is, always keep your colours bright. Always keep your mind up to the highest. Always keep your energy high. Not too high though, because you don't want to tire yourself out. But always keep your energy high. Keep the positive thought. It will shine bright. As bright as it possibly can. And can I say, You know, we do have some amazing guests coming up now. Good evening, Alex Somerville. Same surname there. Tanita, I feel like I'm a people repellent. Sometimes it can feel like that simply because sometimes we're not vibing with the right people. Sometimes we can be vibing with the right people, but maybe they are not awake to how you feel. They're not awake to, their intuition of how we can be giving things off in our aura. So it's not that you're a people repellent. Here's the top and bottom of it is, a good few years ago, now, my husband passed nearly 17 years ago, 16 and a half years ago he passed. And at that time, I also, everyone that I seemed to talk to had lost someone or was just about to lose someone. A lot of friends passed. A lot of friends, who had been friendly with, kind of seemed to distance themselves away from us. And I thought to myself, dear me, I think I'm the angel of death. Because I felt as though I was repelling people. It's not that I was purposely repelling people, but because I was going through a grief, because I was going through a sadness, my energy was low, my energy was down. And, to be honest, no one wants to be around people who just tend to moan and groan. What's the weather like today? Well, it's forecast rain, and it's going to rain next week, and it's going to rain the following week. And right, okay, so when is it going to be sunny? So we don't tend to like to be around people who draw our energy away from it. It could be that you're going through something. It could be that people who you are around could be going through things. So there's quite a few different reasons there that we can feel. There you go, Tanita. You think it's because you're single and you just feel like you don't attract anyone. So the fact that you've just said there that you think it's because you're single, it could be that you really want a relationship. And sometimes what's happening is when we really focus on something that we really want, what's actually happening is we'll focus on it that much that we're pushing it away. So when we say to ourselves, really want a relationship, we're not defining it. So any kind of a relationship can be all of a sudden repelled. And when we do feel as though, for example, I really want a relationship, sometimes the way to turn that around is to think, I'm happy being single. It gives us the chance to spend time with self-care. It gives us a chance to eat when I want, go out when I want, wear what I want, things like that. So it's not that that's what's making you happy, but doing it that way can be what helps to turn your mindset around. Because mindset, how many times have you got up on a morning and thought, I really feel tired today, I really feel a bit ill? But then, and I know I've done this, and then sometimes I've kind of got out of bed and thought, I'm really, really tired. Really want to stay in bed today. Don't feel well at all. But then my mindset, I'll say, actually, I really, really feel great. I feel like I've got the energy of a lion. And sometimes I kind of do a little dance. So I do a little dance, a little tap dance. And it changes me. It changes how I look at things. It changes how I carry myself. Yes, it is the same with work and career. If you feel stuck career-wise, it could be because sometimes what happens is we focus on what we don't want. And if we feel stuck, for example, career-wise, if you feel stuck and you focus on what you're stuck on, that's all you tend to see. You see more of that. You see more of that. So if we can kind of, look at, well, this is what's good about my job, and that's what's looking about my job, and things like that, you're so stuck on getting a new job. But when you're getting a new job, you could also be thinking at the back of your mind about what you hate about your career now. Sometimes that's our spirit telling us we need a change. Through what I call the COVID years, how many times did we all get sick of the same four walls? I was working on the computer in the sitting room, and even, and it was comfortable sitting on the sofa on the laptop all day, every day. But even then, I was like, so bored. I'm going to get up, I walk in the kitchen, I go upstairs. And it just changes your mindset a little bit because it brings in a little bit of new. So that's what can happen. We get stuck on focusing on what is we feel as though going wrong with my life or what we don't want. If we can focus on what we do want, it helps with to manifest. It helps us to manifest what we have and what we want more of in our life. And I'm pleased that that's helpful, Tanita, because it is all about the mindset. It is all about the mindset. So can I say I've enjoyed my first time going live on YouTube. It wasn't as scary as what I thought. And can I say thank you for joining into my podcast, Spiritual Stuff and Fluff. I do have some great guests coming up. I have a lady called Gina Crozen. She's a health stylist. She helps you, in your life in many different ways. I have some mediums coming on. I have some psychics coming on. I'm also a medium myself. So it's really, really good. All the things that's coming on. And if there is any topics that you would like to hear more about, or maybe have some questions that you'd like answered, you can contact us at elainesomerville.com or pop them in the comments. And I'm going to go now, and I will see you next week. 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Bye for now.